Welcome second years. So this is the video I promised on what I'm looking for when it comes to assemblies. I've got an assembly file open here. I'm not going to show you how to do that. You know how to do it. I'm going to insert a component. Just before I do that, you'll see some grayed out files. It's because I'm reusing a component file. So here's the file that I want. You'll see it brings it in. Just to remind you that if I click in the graphics area, it'll place this file wherever I click, whereas if I wanted to line up automatically using the primary planes, I click on the OK button. So at the moment you can see this is a lid. I don't want the lid. I'm using a file which is which has multiple configurations. I can change the configurations. I'm going to go to box. That's the one I want. I'm going to deliberately just place it, plonk it anywhere in the graphics area, just to show you how to go about. If I can get this baby to sit nicely, come on, right. How to go about making sure that it lines up. So I've found a quicker way to do this. I've shown you before that you can right click on, or sort of click on a plane inside the file, and then you'll see the equivalent plane in the assembly file. If you click on that by holding the shift button down first, or the control button, sorry, you can see if they line up. So these don't line up. You can then you can go to mate, or if you've done it properly, as soon as you let go of the control button, those mates will appear. So you can say coincident and it'll line it up for you. There is a quicker way. So I'm going to Control Z, so we're back to where we were. If you go to the origin button and then you hold the control button and the origin button under the assembly file, and you mate those, it'll mate all three planes in one shot. Neat trick. So this is neatly mated. Let's just check it. Top, click on top in here with the control button held, and we can see that they're mated. Perfect. So this is mated. If I right click on it, I can see it says fixed. I should actually fix it in all configurations, although because it's mated, it says it's fixed in any case. So I can't move this around in any way whatsoever, which is perfect. That's what I want to see in your files, that your primary part is completely fixed. Okay, so let's bring in another component, which in this case will be the same part, but I will change the configuration to the lid. So you can see the lid. I'm going to drop it in just any old place, somewhere close to where I want it to be, and then I want to mate this edge to that edge, because this is a hinge, so that'll denote the hinge. I can, as soon as I let go of the control button, it'll give me these mates. So I say coincident. I can now grab this piece that I've put in, that one there, and I can flip it over. So you can see at the moment it's in the wrong position. I need it to flip around. So go to the mates, and the latest mate is this coincident one. Right click on it, say flip mate alignment, and there we go, it's done it. So that now this flips around on that hinge, but it's not located side to side. So one of the things that I do straight away in any assembly file is I pull on things. This is not mated, then I'm not happy. So to make me happy, what you've got to do is hold the shift or the control button down, click on four sides. So we're going to go control, click, click, any sequence, doesn't matter. Hold the control button down. As soon as you let it go, you'll get this width mate appear. Say width, and it'll align it. Now that's much better, because at least now I can't move it side to side, and it's moving around as a hinge. So in this case, I've got these configurations set up. I've got open and closed. So at the moment it's in the open position. You don't have to do this, but if you are using a hinge, it might be helpful, especially when you do your drawings. Just make sure that the top piece, the lid in this case, is past 90 degrees. Okay, so this is for the open position. I'm going to hold the control button down again. I'm going to say click on that face, click on this face, and then as soon as I let go, it gives me the coincident. It's going to flatten it out. All right, so that's great. That's the open position. Now everything's completely fixed. So I'm going to go across to these and open up the closed position, which now you'll see that all of my mates have disappeared. Even this base node, the base node's still there. Okay, that's great. But this one here is completely free. I can go back here because it's the same part in the same assembly. I can reuse some of these mates. I can just right click on them and say unsuppress. There we go. So that's that one re-established, and I can do the same with this width one. So we don't do extra work. We go back. So that's great. So we've got the same condition. It can now flap, but in this case I want it to close. So just make sure that the lid is past 90 degrees, so that's an acute angle. So if it's closer than 90 degrees, so 89 degrees or less. If it's 91 degrees or more, it's going to flatten it out again. So I want it to be like this. I click on that face, hold the control button down, click on this face, let go of the control button, click on the coincident button, and there we go. It's shut. It's now completely immovable, which is perfect. It's exactly what I want. So let's bring in one more part just to show you a few more tricks or things that I need to do. So I'm going to hide this lid because I want to bring in the part that fits on this pin. So insert components. That part is this round dispenser. I'm going to drop it in any old place, and the first thing I want to do, well, it doesn't matter. I could actually mate that face to this face straight away using the coincident one. I prefer to go to the concentric ones first. So click on those two, let go the control button or the shift button, click on concentric. Okay. SolidWorks is usually quite clever. It figures out what orientation makes most sense. Won't always do that, so you can just flip that mate alignment by going to this one here and say flip mate alignment. Okay, I'm showing you if it does it the wrong way. It was in the right way in the beginning. Perfect. So I just need to mate, can just pull this out of the way. I need to mate that face to this face with a coincident relationship. Now it's exactly where I want it to be. It can spin around, but it can't be pulled up or down or left to right. So if I want to put in another one of these, the same part onto this other pin, there are three ways I can do it. One is I can hold the control button down, click on this part and drag it out, and then I can mate it again. So I can go to the same procedure. That's kind of a long way around. I'm going to Control Z. The other way is to click on that item either in the graphics area or over here and right click and say copy with mates. It'll give you this little blue button. If you've already selected the item, it'll be in the selected components blue button. So now it's asking me which of the mates I want to repeat and which ones I want to change, and it'll follow the order in which you created the mates for that part. So I started with concentric. I want to change that one, so I don't want to repeat it, but I want to repeat this coincident one. Click on that, and straight away, however many constraints you put in here, whichever one is left over, it'll say, okay, great, where do you want to put this piece? Very, very clever. I want to put it on that piece there. It does it. Say I'm happy with that. Say okay. As soon as I say okay, it'll do it again for me. So do you want to put it somewhere else? Say no, I don't. So you just say cancel, and there your two pieces are in place. So this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for everything to be mated as it should be, using the correct mates, so that it's where it should. I can now have a look at something like this, and I can see if you've got gaps to make the thing work. I can see that there's no overlaps. I can see what the design is about, all those sorts of things. That's why the mates are important. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll post another video a little bit later on what I'm looking for in a part file.